Today about small tea growers. It's a term that I've been saying a lot recently, of course, because we have the Small Tea Grower Festival coming up just a few weeks. So, wanted to talk about what is a small tea grower and why are they so important. And then, in addition, I will be giving some updates about the events. Hope to draw some enthusiasm and excitement for the event. It's going to be a fun one. I am very much looking forward to it. Been having a lot of fun doing this live streaming and offering so much education, and I'm even more excited that now we're going to involve the farmers, to come teach you themselves, what they have going on, what their work is like, and what it really is like to be a small tea grower. I'll of course drink some tea today. I'm just warming up my water now, getting ready for that. And then I also wanted to open up today's stream for you guys to ask your questions. You have any curiosities about tea, I'm more than happy to answer that for you. Playing some nice peaceful music today. Today is a good day. We're having beautiful weather here in Vegas. I don't know wherever you are. I think weather is pretty nice for the most part everywhere that I've been, checking in on. I think it's like mid 70s here in Vegas today. Perfect weather. Can't ask for anything more. I'm going to go ahead and put the flyer up for our little event here so you guys can all get a good look at it. So this is just the website where you can get information about the event. That's the flyer for the event happening on November 28th. So that's Small Business Saturday. That's a Saturday after Thanksgiving. So yeah, we're at about 2 weeks out. Almost 2 weeks out. 11 days, I believe. So it'll be coming up fast. And what's most exciting is that we have a premium interactive experience ticket that you can order and should order by Monday. That's the 23rd. It's the Monday coming right up. And if you get your order in by then, we'll be able to ship out the tea samples to you so that you can drink the tea along with the tea growers while they do their presentations. So that'll be a really exciting opportunity to not only get to know the growers and learn about how they grow and make their tea, but also taste it along with them. Most exciting is the brand new ground 2020 fresh matcha from Matcha Organic Japan. There will be a 50-gram bag of freshly ground New Year's matcha in your premium experience box, as well as a sample of Bob Jacobson's Hawaii Spring White and Teniers black tea, as well as Amba Estates Vangeti Peko tea. And each one of those producers will have their own time to do a presentation to show you their garden, to introduce their passion for tea making with you, and of course we will do a virtual tasting together. I'm really excited, not only to be bringing everybody together to learn and to showcase small tea growers and the hard work that they do for us tea lovers, but also to bring the tea community together, especially with what's going on right now and people having to modify their Thanksgiving celebrations with their families, having to stay home. I really want this to be an opportunity for tea lovers to get together and have a really great time together. The event will be streaming for free for anybody who would like to enjoy it on all of the channels. On this channel that you're watching right now, I will not be streaming to Instagram, unfortunately, but I will be putting clips and updates there. But I do recommend that you go check out the stream on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, or Periscope. And we're also going to be streaming it through our Topia Tea House. I say our, I can't take the credit. I feel like I have contributed to the community, but it really is Sam Kaplan that has put together the Topia Tea House. And very quickly, I will do a short demo just to show you what the tea house looks like. So you can visit this tea house from any browser. I'll put the browser URL here so you can see it. Just put in topia.io/teahouse. Easy enough. And when you enter this website, you don't have to download anything. You don't have to make any accounts. All that we request of you to do is put in your name, or at least the name that you would like to be addressed in the Topia Tea House. So I'll simply just put Elise. We join here, and it drops us right into the tea house. And you see it gives me my camera view as well as my audio being picked up here. There currently is no one in the tea house, but on the day of the Small Grower Tea Festival, we will have lots of people in this tea house, and we will be broadcasting the live event here. So you can watch the live event from this virtual tea house space. And you see my little avatar here. These are called taupes. My taupe can navigate around. You just navigate by clicking the little shoe prints where you want them to go. And you see here we have these little modified tea rooms, tea tables here. And so when this space is populated with other people, and we're hoping to have a lot of people here, a lot of tea lovers here together to drink tea, when you're in close proximity to another taupe, another avatar, their camera and audio will come into your screen, and so you'll be able to interact with them. Hi Marco, good to see you. You'll be able to interact with them and watch the presentation together, make some new friends, share some tea passion and some tea information with each other. Really looking forward to that. So it will be most optimum experience to enjoy the festival from the Topia Tea House, but of course we will be streaming it seamlessly through all the other social channels. But that's enough of that. I came on here to talk about small tea growers and also talk about some news that's been going around in the tea community about small tea growers in Assam, India, which Assam, India is kind of, dare I say, the birthplace of small tea growers. And I only say the birthplace, meaning the birthplace of the term, the concept of small tea growers. Just making sure I'm catching my bucket right. I hate to drop that a little over the ground. Small tea growers have been around forever. When you think about the tea producers of all of tea's history before it became a commodity, everybody was a small tea grower. Anybody that grew and made tea was a small tea grower. But the concept of a small tea grower is started in Assam just because there were so many independent small tea growers that contrasted the plantation system. So that's where that urgency and need for a term to describe a small tea grower came from. But the concept of it is not new. If you are searching for artisanal tea in China or Taiwan or Japan, you will meet so many small tea growers that have been growing and making tea in a lineage of generations of small tea growers. So I'm not trying to say that this is a new concept at all, but in contrast to the commodity system, small tea grower is a new term. And the small tea growers in the news this week, they don't have the greatest news. There has been such a weird mix of news from especially the Indian tea industry. India has been devastated by this pandemic, and um, is definitely struggling to keep the economy open, to keep their trade ports open, to keep business flowing, and that in effect is affecting and influencing the whole industry. And those effects are affecting market prices. So we have seen an increase of the market price on tea in India, which surprises people. It's like, why is the price going up? But actually, it's not that much of a surprise. That market price is a direct relation to the supply and demand. And so there has been some adjustment to the supply and demand because of the pandemic. Domestic demand for tea has increased. Actually, it hasn't increased. The demand itself has not increased, but the supply to that demand has been affected by the international ports closing. So, and also just by the country being closed and labor being down, and they couldn't start bringing labor into work until a certain point. So there has just been there's been a lot of issues just getting everything coordinated and matched up right. So there has been an increase of the price, of the market price, which seems like it's good news, but then you see articles like this that say that small growers suffer even as Assam tea fetches record price. So small growers is not connected to the market price of tea. The small grower has no connection to that at all. The small tea grower harvests the green leaf, and then they sell the green leaf to what's called a bought leaf factory. And so the bought leaf factory is the one who's going to be more closely connected with the market price, with the auctions or with the brokers or with the traders, and knowing what those price dynamics are. So I'm just going to read this article. This is coming from Times of India. So this is a national newspaper in India. I came to find that very similar articles were posted across all the different, news medias in India. So this is, a story that is making the rounds currently right now. What tea to drink? Let's see, what do I got here? Orthodox long leaf. That would be good. Speaking of Assam small tea growers, we'll drink some tea from Heritage. That'll be good. Rajan, Barua, he'll be happy. I know I'm drinking this tea while talking about small tea growers in Assam. I think something like 70%, it may even be higher now, of all Assam tea is grown by small tea growers. So this is very important, very relevant. This story or this article I'm about to share with you guys is not just affecting a very small niche group of small tea growers. It is affecting, essentially an entire industry because the majority of the raw material, it's the stuff that comes from the ground that was grown from, some roots in the soil and some plant, that's coming from small tea growers. And that's what we'll talk about today. Guwahati, which is one of the main trading cities in Assam. Even as Assam tea is being sold at record price during the unlock phases, about 1.5 lakh small tea growers, so 1.5 lakh is 150,000, right? Because a lakh is 10,000 or 100,000? I'm forgetting, I think it's 10,000. So 150,000 small tea growers in Assam are not even getting the minimum benchmark price, which has been set by the Tea Board of India. So I had actually talked about that in a past stream about how the Tea Board of India is actually requiring a certain price to be paid to these small tea growers. So there is some progress, and some, want by the government to intermediate in this and to ensure that there is some accountability, that the small tea growers are being treated fairly and paid well for their tea. Let me just decant this. Get ready to drink it. Get every last drop out of there. So yeah, taking care of the small tea growers. It was a good step, but unfortunately, no one's following the rules. Let's find out more. In India, more than 2.5 lakh small tea growers, abbreviated STGs, are cultivating tea mainly in the states of Assam, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Kerala, Tripura, Himachal Pradesh, and other northeastern states, covering an estimated 35% of land where tea is being grown. So throughout the entire country of India and all of its tea industry, 35% is coming from small tea growers. In Assam, it's much higher. It's much higher for the small tea grower because in Darjeeling, majority of that land is still held by those centralized plantation systems, the estates. Before and after Durga Puja, the small tea growers of Assam and West Bengal suffered a lot due to low prices. STGs are affected, small tea growers are affected due to sudden fall in cost of green tea leaves and are bound to sell their highly perishable produce below cost of production. The Confederation of Indian Small Tea Growers Association Secretary Achyut Prasad Gogoi says. He said in Assam during the last 2 months, September and October, the variable minimum benchmark price for green tea leaves has been between 34 and 38 rupees per kilo. However, small tea growers in the last 2 months have hardly received anything beyond 18 to 22 rupees per kilo. So I'll just do a really quick search for you guys. See how much 18 rupees is in US dollars. So that's less than a quarter, 25 cents, 24 cents. I have heard prices being lower than that. I've heard of prices being about half of this that small tea growers are getting for their leaf. But, now that they're saying that this is just across the board prevalent, it's a big problem. Just to give you reference, when I harvest leaf, which I'm not, an experienced small tea grower and, able to efficiently harvest. But whenever I harvest, it takes me about 3 hours to harvest a kilo of leaf. So if I was to do that work and then go sell it to the bought leaf factory, I'd only make 24 cents for 3 hours of work. And these are all meant to be like autonomous and empowered independent business owners, which is kind of misleading. This comes at a time when Assam tea continues to enjoy high demand even at the time of the pandemic. Last month, the Guwahati Tea Auction Center sold a specialty tea at a price of 75,000 rupees per kilo. And I did go over that story in the stream as well. It's evident that tea from Assam is still fetching competitive prices in markets. In 2019, India produced 1,390.08 million kilos of tea, where the contribution of big tea estates was 705.08 million kilos, about 50.72%. Contributions from small tea growers was slightly behind at 685 million kilos, at 49%. So it's about 50-50. So, that's interesting. So the land mass distribution, small tea growers have only 35% of the land, yet they produce 50% of the tea. So I don't know if that necessarily means that small tea growers have more efficiency on their land. I don't think that we can draw that conclusion. In fact, it may be the opposite, because the largest states are going to have, more economies of scale and bigger teams and production systems that would make them more efficient. What I'm thinking here is that as more estates are inoperable, they're not operating right now. I think that's ultimately what's going on right now. So yeah. And a Botley factory. So the Botley factory is still going to operate, even if the Botley factory has a tea garden around it. They're still going to be processing tea because there's a market demand. They have the channels to go. And as long as there are small tea growers willing to accept this very low price for their green leaf, then it's going to be more profitable for those bought leaf factories to buy that cheaper leaf from the small tea growers than to produce it themselves. So I think that would be more the explanation of why there's such a difference in that distribution. So again, that number in India, tea planted areas, 35% is small tea growers, and 65% is plantations. But plantations and small tea growers produce about 50-50 distribution of the tea. So something's off there. In Assam, more than 1.5 lakh small tea growers are cultivating tea in 25 districts, where an estimated 25 lakh people are directly or indirectly involved with this profile. The Tea Board announced a monthly minimum benchmark for green tea leaves in states dominated by small tea growers. It is sorry to say that out of 9 plucking months, STGs got only an average 3 months, where the MBP has been fulfilled. So that means that 6 out of the 9 months, the small tea growers have been making less than the cost of production. So this is different. This is different than losing a job. People think about the pandemic as they've lost their job, they've lost their ability to pay their bills. In this situation we're talking about here, like, they didn't even lose their job. They're independent businesses. But even though they're still working and producing, the price that they're getting for that work is not enough to cover the cost of production. So they're actually losing money. So imagine if you did have a job, you didn't lose your job, you kept working, and your boss was just like, oh, I can't pay you. In fact, you gotta pay me. That's what's going on here. So I bring this up, in relation to the event we've got going on next week, because that word, small tea grower, I want to refresh that word. And, if you Google search small tea grower in the news, you're going to come across articles like this that are talking about this desolate situation for small tea growers. But then if you think about the real small tea growers in this world, I shouldn't say the real, because they're real too. Everybody's real. But the small tea growers that, tea lovers are probably more accustomed of thinking about in China, Taiwan, Japan, it's very different. They're producing their own tea. They're treated with dignity. They're allowed to let their passion and craft show through. In that situation with the bought leaf factories, the small tea growers never get the recognition. They never get to connect with the consumer. They never get to see that what they are growing and producing actually is a piece of art. Instead, it's very much treated as this commodity. And the only way that you can make enough money to put food on the table is having the entire family, including the kids, all out there working, to bring in as many kilos of that green leaf as they can. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about small tea growers, feel free to put them through in the comments. If not, I'm gonna enjoy my tea. This tea is really good. Very mild, but still having a nice brisk punch. I definitely am feeling the rush of energy from this tea, even from the first sip. So this tea is called Orthodox. A lot of people ask me, why Orthodox? Well, Orthodox is a very common nomenclature in the Indian tea industry that basically means full leaf tea. Not directly, but it basically means full leaf tea. And the reason why it means that is that, the tea that we think of as chai now, and chai is Indian tea. When you think of chai as usually very broken up leaf, if not completely just masticated into the CTC form, the little tiny pellets you see inside the black tea bags. Well, those teas, were all developed. The technology of processing those teas were all developed in the 1970s. So prior to that, the only kind of tea that was being produced was full leaf teas. And so that's why when this new innovation, this new tea type came into the market, they differentiated, and that became tea. And then the stuff that was being made before, the full leaf stuff, the rolled wiry stuff, came to be known as Orthodox, and that process was Orthodox. So you have the commercial process, which would be CTC, or other processes to usually involving, breaking the leaf up and making a homogenized big batch. Orthodox is when you still go through those traditional steps of withering, rolling, shaping, withering, rolling, oxidizing, shaping, and then drying. That's Orthodox. So the term is used often in the industry. You can see here, I got on the label, Orthodox. Orthodox black tea. Or you can just call it black tea. I mean, if you were to take a tea like this to China and sit at the tea table, they would just call it Hongcha. They wouldn't use that term Orthodox. Orthodox is really just an industry term, but it indicates value, because it's usually made with more craft, it's higher quality, more nuanced. It doesn't necessarily have to be the greatest quality leaf and single origin. You could be making Orthodox tea from a bot leaf factory. Could still be making Orthodox tea. Those bot leaf factories that are just paying 24 cents a kilo for the green leaf to those small tea growers. So, what is the solution? I don't know the solution. For that article that I read, I really directly to that solution about why, if the market price of tea is going higher, why are the small tea growers getting paid less? Why isn't the money getting to them? I don't know that solution, and it's not my business, so I can't really comment on it. But what I can comment is the ideals that I see for the tea industry, as well as just for international development in general and empowerment of marginalized folks like small farmers. Not just small tea growers, but all farmers, I think, really are struggling with that right now. Finding dignity. So the solution is to celebrate them and give them the stage in whatever capacity that I can offer to that. And that's the business that I've been working on for over 8 years now. this platform that you're currently engaging with is that's been our job. And so I'm really excited to offer this event on Small Business Saturday. So this event actually wasn't my idea. This was Kuni-san's from Japan, the matcha producer we work with. It was actually his idea. He was involved in the other virtual tea festival that we did, and he had a lot of fun. He did a really nice presentation for that, gave us a tour of their factory and an introduction to their project and their eco village. Excuse me. And he's like, yeah, we should do another event in November for the Kuchikiri, opening the new tencha and grinding the new matcha for the year. And I'm thinking, when can we do it? He wanted to do it sometime at the end of November. And I'm thinking, end of November, that's like the big sales weekend. That's Black Friday. I don't know. There's a lot going on. I don't think that's good. And then I thought, but the Saturday, a Small Business Saturday. Small business, small tea grower. This is good. So, I'm really excited to be providing this event to provide awareness about small tea growers. We won't be talking too much about that article I just shared. I shared that article because it was just recent news, and usually on Tuesdays I like to come on and just give tea industry updates. So I wanted to share that and use that as an opportunity to define what a small tea grower is and what are the small tea growers that we'll be celebrating on Small Business Saturday. I'm really wishing I had like a piece of chocolate cake or something right now to pair with this tea. It'd be really nice. Hi, everybody. So let's see. This is the page. If you visit the link, I'll put it in the comments. Visit that link. It'll take you to this page I'm looking at right now. And this is on our teaanditspeople.com website. It's our newly launched retail community site. So here you can see all the details about the event and get the links of where we will be streaming the event, and also you can purchase your interactive tea tasting ticket here. Now, we do have the matcha bowl add-on. This is a handmade matcha bowl by Marie and Patrick at Not Made in China in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They are partnering with us on this event. They'll actually be presenting as part of the festival too. So if you add this add-on to your order, you'll have the bowl, and you can watch them do a live demo of creating some tea wares in their studio and describing how they work and how they do everything. So if you just pull down on this drop-down menu here and select which option you want just the tea samples, or if you want the add-on, then you can check out and take care of everything here. I'll just show you an image of the bowl here. This is the bowl, and this is what it's going to be like to watch the event live with us. There's Kuni-san himself on the computer. I like that. Cheers. So, exciting news. There is going to be a giveaway of one of these matcha bowls. So, one ticket holder, if you go here and you order your ticket for the tea samples, one ticket holder, including if you get the matcha hand bowl, if you get the matcha bowl add-on, you are still entered into the giveaway. It'll be a random drawing, and we will be drawing a name by this coming Monday. So you'll need to order your tickets by Monday. First, to make sure you get your tea in time for the event the following Saturday. You want to make sure you have the teas. That's the whole point of doing this, right? So order by Monday, and then if you order by Monday, then you will be entered into this drawing to win one of these bowls. And if you ordered the matcha bowl add-on, that add-on price difference will be refunded to you. So if you want the bowl, just order it. You might get lucky and get it for free. But if not, if you just order the ticket, you will be entered. So that's by Monday, and I'll be coming on and reminding you to sign up for your ticket in time for that giveaway. That's really exciting. And another giveaway that we just announced today, if you are not able to commit to the premium experience ticket, Kuni-san has graciously offered to give away a free matcha. So that's the 50 grams of ceremonial grade matcha, the freshly ground 2020 matcha. He will be giving away a free 50 grams if you send out an invitation to the festival on your social media. That could be through your Facebook page, your Instagram feed, or your Instagram stories. Just be sure when you send out the post, when you either you can go download the invitation. I just made a social post on TLIT social media that you can actually just reshare that directly from Instagram. If you send out that invitation, just be sure to tag TLIT at TLIT, or if it's on Facebook, tag us on that post. That way I can see the post. And then if I see it, I'll send you a code to order your free matcha. So you'll just come to this site and we'll put in a special discount code for you. You will have to cover the shipping cost, but that's minimal. This is 50 grams of premium ceremonial grade fresh. This might be the freshest matcha that you'll have the opportunity to try. So all you got to do is share. Invite your friends. Be sure to add the link for the info so your friends know where to get info for it at bit.ly/smallteagrowerfestival. And you can see that link in the comments online. Yeah, I'd love to have you invite your friends. And we can all meet in Topia together. We can meet here in this space to watch the presentations together, to interact with each other, to drink tea together. And if we all have the premium experience tickets, we'll be able to drink the tea together. It'll be really fun. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to creating a new kind of experience here. So please come be a part of it. If again, if you can't, if you're financially having trouble right now and can't commit to the premium experience ticket, there's ways for you to engage. Of course, the stream's going to be free, so we just want you there. Please be there. Please engage. Ask questions. Get to know the small tea growers in our network. Get to know tea artisans right here in the United States. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, Patrick and Marie will be doing a wonderful presentation. And yeah, just have fun and get inspired. That's what it's there for. But of course, if you are interested in the premium experience, so would love to have you all there. Anybody drinking any exciting tea lately? Let me know. I think my phone's about to die, Instagram. I don't know what happened. It was almost fully charged when I started. I must have done something to drain the battery. Yeah, I think I'm going to sign out actually. Thanks for joining today. I really enjoyed these butterflies. They were nice. They got a little annoying on the face there for a little bit, but... Bye, guys. And the phone got hot. That's what happened. And sometimes the phone gets too hot. Yeah, no one's here right now. I'll walk around and show you the space. So we have a little stage down here. Oh, we have a little presentation going on.
You eat cherries in April, and then after April is gone, and in autumn you have osmanthus, so you blend.
We have all kinds of weird art and stuff. X-Files stuff. That's cool. Oh, there's even porta potties, so you don't have to worry about the drinking too much tea. Yeah, I don't know. I never heard a porta potty flush like that, but that's the magic of the internet, you know. So we have another stage here, so we can have some live music here, and we can all tea party safely without even dealing with face masks or social distancing, just safely from our houses. So we have 8 different tea rooms. Sam did an incredible job designing this space for us to use. And we even have Burning Man. I guess that's what Burning Man sounds like.
Well, they started to burn already. Whoa.
That's funny. The Marines are Burning Man. Oh, there's some bad word art. We'll move quickly past that. We have another stage here, a much bigger stage. This is where the main show will be. So I'm sitting here drinking this tea. I'm just thinking I should introduce you to the small growers behind this tea. I'll do that now. Let me just cue that all up. I didn't have it ready. I'll have to cue it up now. You'll be fast, don't worry. Yeah, we first went there in 2014 to go visit Heritage Tea. Nice visit. They introduced us to a lot of the small tea growers. In fact, they made a little gathering, a little meeting. We got to meet a lot of them, not all at one time. Here we go. Nice photo. This is in front of the factory. So this could be technically called a bought leaf factory, but you know, Rajan operates a little bit different than the typical bought leaf factory there in Assam. You can see there's me and my brother, Mike. Actually, I'm going to be seeing Mike tomorrow. We're going to be meeting at the beach tomorrow to do some surfing. So when I'm back next week for the festival, I may be in different spirits, looking a little different, which is good. I feel like I'm been cold for the past few months now, ready for a change in weather and get some more sun. Yeah, I'll be meeting my brother, and I haven't seen him in a while. Good to reconnect. So there's Rajan in the back, in the middle, in the back. In the rest are all the small tea growers, and it's very nice. They all came in their finest, respectable clothing. That, of course, being the handmade silk scarves that you see in Assam. So, next, do a little photo slideshow. Rajan is a bit of a leader for the small tea growers in his area, and they're desperate for leadership. They're desperate for somebody to offer solution for this problem I just mentioned. Even the government is trying to intervene and create these minimums that have to be paid to the small tea growers, yet they still don't get paid properly. So, Rajan, he has experience actually working in the plantation system his whole life, actually. His entire career, he was working in these bought leaf tea factories and seeing what happens there. And he retired. And, he was ready to just enjoy his life with his family after he retired. But then he realized, especially with his sons, he's got 2 young sons, he wanted to leave a good legacy and a good inspiration for his sons. And so he decided to get back into the business. And he built all this himself. The factory, everything he built himself. And just partnering with all of the small tea growers in his local community so that he can introduce more organic agriculture practices, and then also, a more feasible opportunity for them to treat their land and their employees well. So he has a select group of organic small tea growers that he has been working with and engaging with for over a decade now. And so now the leaf that they produce for him is very high quality, very much up to the standard that he wants. I like that image there. I imagine him, he's like pep talking them. He's like giving them a pep talk about how they can be increasing their quality. Because these very special American tea buyers are there. They need to increase their quality. He's done a lot of incredible work for the small tea growers in that area to give them better opportunities. Of course, it's not completely solved just yet. That factory that's in the background of that picture, that's actually a commodity factory. They make CTC as well as bulk teas there. And the CTC especially, which is, that's the highest quantity demand in the market. Quantity, the highest amount of tea is demanded in the market of that style of tea. But the market price, the price that he's able to get when he goes to the market is very low. So he cannot run a very sustainable operation that is paying those small tea growers well. So he doesn't like that. And so now that he's paid the bank loans back and has some more autonomy in how he can run his factory, he has the luxury of only running the factory, the CTC factory, when they have confirmed orders. And he sets the price higher. So the price for their CTC is higher compared to, other producers. And if you're not willing to pay that price, it's fine. He's just not going to make the tea. So he's not desperate to be selling CTC in the market. And that's a problem that, even some of the cooperatives that we work with that are, trying to uplift their communities, they get stuck in a rut because the small tea growers come to them with green leaf and say, buy my leaf, buy my leaf. And so they buy it or they take it. They don't always buy it. They take it and maybe they pay back later, but they take the leaf and they produce tea and they overproduce. There's not enough demand in the market. So then they're sitting on those stocks. They can't sell it. They don't have the money to pay the growers. And so, that's how we're getting into these cycles of these growers being more and more oppressed. It's not always the bought leaf factory's fault. It may be their fault for choosing to focus on the commodity market, but it's the market itself that's creating all of these pressures back to the small tea growers. And so, Rajan has had to sacrifice a lot. He's had to invest a lot into creating this platform and this standard. And, really proud of being a partner of his and supporting his work there. So this is Rajan's specialty factory. They're actually making green tea here. That's their dryer. So this is not the commodity bulk factory. This is specialty. They make a very good price on all of the tea that comes out of here and are able to pay the small tea growers a very fair price for their tea. And the quality matters. It makes a big difference. This is one of Rajan's sons, Ishan. It's funny because Ishan is super camera shy. So it's kind of, a miracle we have him in a shot here. Ishan, if you're watching, I'm exposing you, dude. So this is green tea after it's been steamed. They use steaming for their Kilgreen step. And I believe a picture of the steam, you can see the steam rising here. It's kind of cool. I like that shot. Ishan again. So this is the commodity factory, and this is the withering trough they've received, and this is all received from small tea growers. But this will go to CTC production. It's kind of a cool shot. And this process is not as artisanal. So we saw those other shots from the specialty factory, right? You saw the guy, he was making a very small layer, very thin layer of the leaf and being very delicate with the leaf. You see this guy is like stepping in it. It's like a pool. He's just all in it. Definitely overpacking this withering trough. But this factory is actually a small one compared to the other tea factories that you see in Assam. Huge, 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 huge. Maybe 10 times bigger than this one. But this is still big. None of the other small tea growers that we work with that produce their own tea are withering this much leaf at a time. But this is for, very, very large scale commodity processing. But this is small scale. This is a steamer here. This is a Kilgreen. Very rustic, very simple. Steaming, I think from my experience, when tea growers, new tea growers are building new factories, like their specialty factories like this one, if they don't have access to standardized equipment like in China or Taiwan or Japan, if you wanted to become a tea farmer or a tea maker one day, not to say that it's easy, but you definitely would have access to an entire industry of equipments and different things that you could bring into your factory and learn how to use. But in a place like Assam, even though it's right next to China, it's very easy to cross over. There is not a lot of crossover going on there. There's certainly not tea equipment being easily shipped over. Although I've heard of some, tea estates getting access to Chinese tea equipment, but they're not easily getting access to, Chinese, wok systems for Kilgreen. But rigging up some kind of steaming apparatus like this one is very feasible. So I find steam to be a preferred method of Kilgreen for these types of tea growers in India and Nepal. In Nepal, actually in Darjeeling, Yankee Tea Factory, when they're making green tea, they use the moktu. So the moktu is their stainless steel stacks of steamers. Like, they have momo. You've heard of momo? You've gone to Indian or Nepalese restaurant and they have momo on the menu. They're like little steamed dumplings. They're called momo, I think, because of the moktu. The moktu is the steaming machine, the stainless steel steaming machine that they use to cook the momo. They'll use that for processing the tea. Clever. Showing us. So this is the leaf withering. So you see this withering is very different. The other photo from the factory I was showing you had like that big trough with like a deep layer of leaf that they were just like walking through. And here you see this is much more artisanal. Much more. But it's better. When you have the thin layer of leaf like this, you're going to have more even processing versus that thick layer. It was like that thick. It was like up to the guy's knees actually when he was walking through it. So like withering, this step that we're looking at right here is probably the most important step in tea processing. And because if you don't do it right, you can actually spoil the tea. You can cause the tea to have like a really off-putting sourness to it. Or, you may find that withering it slowly and for a longer period of time can actually bring more nuance out of the tea. And that's, a lot of the oolongs that we love out of China and Taiwan are like that. But, if you have that big layer of leaf that you're processing, you're, allowing that withering. And the purpose of withering is reducing the moisture content so the leaf is more pliable and workable, so you could start rolling it and processing it. Because as you see in this photo, the leaf is still pretty hardy, and that's the water, the moisture that's in it. So if moisture starts to escape, the leaf is going to become wilted, right? That's what happens in wilting or withering. So if you have that big layer, the leaf that's at the top that's exposed to oxygen is going to have more release of moisture than the leaf in the middle. And so, a lot of these factories will install some kind of like forced heated air apparatus that will move air underneath and flow between. And in theory, they think that creates even processing, but it really doesn't. So, a true artisanal small tea grower will be doing their withering more like this, if not like this, even more thin. When you see withering in like Taiwan, they do it outdoors in the sun, and they're constantly rotating the leaf. And they do that by, they pile it all up and they grab it and they shake it and release it everywhere. And it creates the thinnest layer. You only see like one leaf set in every position throughout the space. You don't see any of them stacking. So even on this image, you can see some of them are kind of stacking together. Like, I know it doesn't seem like much, but like the physics between everything is huge. And so like the temperature and the airflow and the moisture content of the atmosphere, in between these two layers of leaf right here does make a significant difference. So, all of these like little details that, a small tea grower can look at and focus on are really important in maintaining a high quality. In commodity processing, they're not thinking about these things at all. And if they are thinking about them, they're finding, like mechanized or automated ways to, to introduce some consistency or quality control. And this is steamer again. And for those that don't remember, the purpose of steaming is to denature the enzyme that causes browning to the leaf, that causes the leaf or the tea to turn into this, right? Because this tea is coming from the same plant, that the green tea is coming from. So if you don't do this Kilgreen step, there are enzymes that will oxidize the leaf and start, turning, the polyphenols. And that affects the flavor, it affects the chemical composition, it affects everything about the tea. And it's a good thing, but sometimes if you're wanting to make a green tea, you need to stop that process from happening. So you can use heat. It's just like when you cut an avocado open and it starts to turn brown. There's ways that you can stop that from happening. You can change the pH. You can make it an acidic environment, and then that enzyme will denature. Enzymes are proteins. So think about cooking meat. What are all the things that you can do to cook meat? When you're cooking meat, you're denaturing the protein. So you can cook it with heat. That's the steam, or if you have the wok, you're pan firing and you're introducing the heat. Or of course you can blanch it, so you submerge it in boiling water and that introduces the heat. But there's other things that you can do too. You can affect the pH of it. So like with the avocado, that's why you squeeze some lime juice on it, and that will denature the enzyme so the avocado won't turn brown. You can reduce the moisture content. So that's actually the effect in white tea. So white tea, it doesn't have a kill green. So you think, oh, well then how does it not turn brown? And that's because properly processed white tea will be dried at the right rate to stop that enzymatic browning when the tea master wants it to be stopped. So that's like when you're drying the leaf, then it's just going to stop browning. But there is some oxidation that happens on white tea, minimal amount. And some white teas you do want some oxidation happening to it. So that's kind of like Alfredo Lin's Ruby White tea. He rolls it a little bit. After withering, he rolls it. He slightly rolls it. Not hard. Not aggressively like you see with like a black tea. Like this tea had to be rolled very aggressively to really optimize the oxidation on this leaf. And it turned, the full brown that it could turn, But Alfredo's Ruby White, he wants just a minimal amount of oxidation on it. So he puts a really light roll on it and then dries it. And so in between the rolling and the drying process, there is a little bit of oxidation that happens. So it just depends on what the tea master wants. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution for everybody. It's all dependent on their terroir and what that tea master finds to be the most ideal process to fully express their tea's ideal terroir. So the leaves are resting after they have been steamed. And then the next step after this will be the shaping. So we're going backwards. This is actually the way here's the shaping. They'll use this roller to shape it. And that's what gets it into the wiry shape. The wiry, curly, twisted shape that you usually see with Orthodox teas. See? Now you know what that means, right? Oh, my brother was really enjoying. Oh, this is their altar inside the factory. All the factories have the same, I forget the god that's there. If anybody can remember, let me know in the comments. I'll look it up right now. There's too many. I can't find it. I'm sure if I dug deeper, I could find it, or I could just even just ask them who the deity is that they have at their altar in the factory. Oh, those are all. This is for the CTC, all the rollers. Oh, there's a really funny picture in here actually. At this point, so this is the big factory. That's a nice image. this is for the sorting, how they get the different particle sizes. So this is the finished tea, gets put into this hopper here, and it goes from each one of these, goes past each one of these rollers here. It's not a roller, it's like a shaker. You know, it goes inside that. It goes inside this, you know, they spin like this. They're long, right? You see them all lined up? Boom, 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 boom. It goes inside and it spins, and each one of them have different size holes. So the first one has the biggest holes, and then the holes get smaller as you go, and so that's how they grade out the different sizes of particles. And then at the end of it comes, you know, the fed out, the smallest. No, actually this would be the biggest pieces, because all the other pieces have already dropped out. So these would be all the biggest. This is the CTC. This is what gets put into tea bags. CTC. You see all these, they have different size holes, and then it lets out different size particles. So these would be the second biggest, then the third biggest, fourth biggest, and then the first biggest come out at the end. Oh, that's all the dust. So the dust that falls onto the ground at the very end, that all gets picked up too. This is the dryer. This is like a very industrial size dryer. There's conveyor belts inside. It just goes boom, 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 boom. And it's like a big oven for drying the tea leaf. Yeah, they weren't processing, so I don't have pictures of the tea actually. Oh, so this was the funny picture I wanted to show you guys. Dangerous, see? CTCT is dangerous. The farmers, you know, they don't get paid enough. Too dangerous. Not good. Oh, it's starting to rain. That's good. I think you need it here in Vegas. Let's see. I pick up some videos. We can capture some really nice videos here before I sign out. I'm probably gonna sign out in a bit. What's this video? 6-1. Oh, this is the roller. You can see the roller in action. So, you know, these rollers, you can see on the table that the tea is actually sitting on. That's the table that's moving around. There's some like ridges on the bottom of the table. There's one down here on the bottom, and there's another one right there. You can see there's like these ridges there. And when you see that table, you would think that the ridges is what's actually causing the tea to fold and to roll, but it's not. Those ridges are just meant to cause convection, circulation to happen against these walls on top of the piece that's above the table. The table is moving like that around it. And against these walls, the convection is happening, and the tea is actually rolling inside of here, like within itself. Hi, screaming chicken. Let's see. So this was out in one of the tea gardens. People plucking. And one of the small growers. This is like one of Rajan's star small growers. It produces very high quality leaf that he uses for all of our teas that we carry from him. Caught him working. This guy, I've got to tell you a funny story about this dude here. This dude right here, the guy in the background. Not Rod. This is Rajan. This guy, he just worked. You saw him. He picked a couple leaves. I'm gonna replay that because that's a big deal. See him? Oh, he worked. He worked. That is so uncommon. Cause like when we were there filming, it was a big deal to them, right? They're like, oh, these Americans, they come here to film us harvesting tea. It's a big deal. And so he's like the assistant supervisor, that's usually out in the field just making sure that all the ladies are working. You can see there, he's actually working. He picked a couple. You see how his effort is compared to theirs. They're the ones holding the bags on their heads and doing all of the hard pulling. He pulls a small handful and just throws it in her bag. And he does work. And then like for all the rest of the videos, I mean, we have like over an hour of videos that we captured from in this field. If we were to sit here and watch all of them, you would see him standing like that for all the rest of the video. He didn't do any more work. But that's what it's like, the small tea growers. And this isn't Assam, so that was that story that I shared earlier, the article. Let's see what he's saying.
So soil gets more fertilized.
Is there just one type of tree that can be planted, or is there a variety of trees?
No, there are a variety of trees. Yeah. Odortissima is there, lenticulars is there, soy is there, koroi is there. So it's a combination of all the trees.
And what is the white that we see on some of the culture?
This is a thing. We do lime wash on the shade trees so that the ants and other insects doesn't get into it. So it's a yearly we do it once, somewhere in the month of December, January. It's a maintenance for the healthy shade trees.
Do any of the trees play a role in pest control, or is it only for shading and for composting?
No, we haven't. We are in the process of getting into neem cultivation, which is going to protect it from pests and diseases.
Yeah.
So that process has started, but it's going to take time.
And how do the trees affect the availability of nutrients in water for the tea plants? Do they compete with the tea plants, or are they more in harmony with the tea plants?
No, they are more in harmony. They are more in harmony with the tea plants. Because whatever shade trees are there, it protects them from the bushes. It requires a certain amount of sunlight. But if it gets direct sunlight, then that is detrimental for the bushes. So what happens is that it filters down through the leaf and it falls on the tea bushes. So that's the ideal condition for growth.
Some farmers, they claim that shading affects quality and the production of certain nutrients that affect quality flavor compounds, particularly umami in Japan, which is that savory kind of sweetness. Do you see a difference in the quality of leaf that you
In Assam, we don't do that. What we do is that we give a spacing of around 20 feet, 20 feet apart we put the shade trees. So that is not detrimental for the bushes, rather it helps the bushes in maintaining the equilibrium. Yeah.
Is anybody in Assam playing around with that concept of forcefully shaking out the majority of the sunlight?
Yeah, with this climatic change, a lot of planters, a lot of tea plantations have gone in for a
He's
spacing
working
of 10
again.
feet
He's
apart.
working again.
Heavy shade, they are planting shades in between also. And only time will say what is the outcome like.
Does that shaking help maintaining water in the soil too?
Yeah, it does. It does. It does.
Kind of like that didgeridoo there. That was nice. Alright, well, hey guys, I think I'm gonna sign out. I've got to get some work done before I get on that plane and go meet my brother at the beach. I hope you guys are all well and be sure to check out the Small Tea Grower Festival. I'd love to see you guys all there. We'll have a lot of fun. Here we go again. That's bit.ly/Small Tea Grower Festival. RSVP, put it on your calendar, make sure you come. It's Small Business Saturday, Saturday after Thanksgiving. You can order a premium experience ticket by Monday, get your tea samples in time to drink the tea along with the tea grower presenters. And you know, we do have several different giveaways you can find through our social media, through Instagram and Facebook. And also, if you do get the premium experience ticket, we are doing a giveaway. One ticket holder will win a handmade matcha bowl by Not Made in China out of Albuquerque. So please, please, please plan to be involved. Invite your friends. We'll have a lot of fun here. Okay? So I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining today.